Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Ballistic Barbecue. I'm doing a piece of meat that I grew up eating, and that is a tri-tip. Born here in California, got it started up in Northern Cal, little town called Santa Maria, and it is good. Really nice beefy flavor. If you cut it right, it's very, very tender. Normally I cook this on my Weber. Today I'm going to be cooking this on the Big Green Egg. I've discovered tastes killer on the Big Green Egg. But for those of you who are cooking on Webers, I will be kind of telling you what I'd be doing differently on a Weber as I go through the process. So there'll be no problems there, kind of transferring it over to a Weber. Anyway, let's get going. Alright guys, so here's the tri-tip. This one is just a little over 3 pounds. I want to point out something that's extremely important, and you may not see it after it's cooked, so you need to take note. As you can see, it's kind of a delta shape, I mean almost like a boomerang. Draw a line from here to here, and you'll notice that there's converging grains. Like these grains are coming this way, these grains are kind of coming this way. When I'm done with this, the way I like to carve it is I cut this in half this way, then I slice it this way. So just something to think of. Anyway, nice and lean on the bottom. It's got a nice fat cap on the top. Now we're going to do something that is not real traditional as far as Santa Maria is concerned, but it is killer. Bowl. Now I'm adding some oil. This is grapeseed oil. Figure, you know, Northern Cal's kind of famous for their wine. Just adding some of that in there. It's got a really high smoking point, but you know, any oil, canola oil would be great. Adding some Worcestershire sauce, simply because I love Worcestershire sauce. I'm gonna whisk it up. All right. Ziploc bag. We're just going to marinate this for a few hours. And I have a rub that I'm going to make that is a little bit more on the traditional kind of Santa Maria style, but this just adds another dimension, another layer of flavor. What I'm going to do now is put this in the fridge, make sure it's nice and coated. About 2 hours before I start to cook, I'm going to pull this out. We're going to let it come to room temperature. Meanwhile, let me show you that rub. All right, so now this combination of spices I'm going to put together here, it's pretty traditional as far as the Santa Maria stuff is concerned. I'm going to throw in some kosher salt. And guys, excuse me, I'm not measuring. I just kind of throw this together. All right, this is black and white peppercorns that I mixed together, and then I ground them in a coffee grinder. And I'm just going to throw it in here until it looks right. It looks right. Some onion powder. Some granulated garlic. A little paprika. Little cayenne. I'm not going to go real heavy on this because I don't want to kill my wife. And we're going to mix this up. All right, there we have it. So after we get that meat, ready to throw on the grill, we'll be applying this. See you in a bit. Alright, so the tri-tip is now at room temperature. What I've done is I've taken paper towels and blotted off all the excess, that oil, marinade kind of stuff that I had on there. I just don't want it dripping into the fire. What I'm going to do now is apply the rub, and I'm going to apply it, pretty generously here. In the meantime, my Big Green Egg is coming up to temp. So when I'm done here, I will see you out at the grill. Alright guys, the egg is blazing hot. I also added a little red oak in there that I allowed actually to burn until it's now coal. Now if I was doing this on my Weber, I'd set up my Weber for indirect heat with a pile of coals on one side. What we're going to do first is sear the tri-tip over this direct heat. And I'm going to have it on here for about 3 minutes per side. All right, so got a nice sear on both sides now. What I'm going to do is pull the meat off the grill, and I'm going to just tint it loosely with foil. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to put the plate setter in the big green egg. All right, whereas before we were running temperatures close to 700 degrees, I mean over 600 degrees, now we've brought it down to 350 degrees. Plate setter is in. Fat cap side down. Now if I was doing this in a Weber, what I would be doing is putting the tri-tip on the side opposite of the coals. So I would have seared it directly over the coals. Now I'd bring it to the other side of the kettle where there's no coals. But big green egg, plate setter down, 350 degrees. What I'm going to do is run this for about 30 minutes. And what I'm looking for is a temperature, internal temp on the meat at 125 degrees. And we're going to pull it. And I'm shooting for medium rare. See you in a bit. All right, we are a little over 30 minutes in. And we hit that target temperature of 125. What I'm going to do now is let this rest for probably about 10-15 minutes. In the meantime, we're going to get our sides done. So I'll meet you inside. All right, guys. So the meat's all rested up, and we are ready to get some of this in our belly. Here, there you go. Nice medium rare. Look at that. Wow. Look at that. Let's give this a try, guys. All right. Really good. I love tri-tip, guys. Can't find it at your butcher. Like I said, it comes from the lower sirloin. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.